lights cold as a winter rain. One breath, one prayer, then the world went strange. Crowd froze up when the thunder cracked. Truth on a mic and a life attacked. He talked about hope in a storming land, Bible in the heart and a promise in his hands. But a shadow reached from a coward's perch, cut down a son in the middle of church. And I swear if the tables turned the other way, y'all know there'd be fires in the streets today. But here we stand with candles and a folded flag, begging God for mercy on the road we drag. How dare they steal the breath from a faithful man? How dare they stain the grass where his boots once stand? They call us evil, point at our cross, then pull that trigger and reckon no cost. If it were theirs, there'd be sirens and flames, but we're praying for truth while we whisper his name. Charlie, we ain't letting go of your hand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening. It is Halloween night. Brenda's on the front porch with all the snacks. She's got the lights on. We've got the spooky music playing, and I'm in here doing a special boots on the ground Friday night version. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of things going on. We got elections literally around the corner and just some really, really important stuff coming on here. I'm going to have Joe Livaday. That's probably him right there. You are live, sir.
Hello there, Brian. Good to talk with you and all your listeners. I'm so excited to be here. I truly mean that.
Well, I'm glad you came on board. You know, this is how we do is we as normal human beings, we communicate and we talk. We don't burn buildings down and we don't set police cars on fire.
That's right. And this is my first time on the show. And I just want to say, of all show titles I've ever heard, I think this is the winner. Boots on the ground. How can you beat that?
I understand that. You know, when we wanted to put this together, I was like, what can we call the show? I want something kind of snappy and catchy. And being an Army veteran, you know, boots on the ground means you are literally boots on the ground doing what we do. So I was literally just talking about you, Joe Livaday. Did I pronounce it right?
You sure did. It's not an easy last name.
I will trust me. It's spelled out phonetically on my cheat sheet.
Okay. Yes, it's Cajun. Most of us are down in New Orleans, and those people know how to live down there. So I have very good roots.
Yeah. And I was just telling people that, you know, you work with the Scott Pressler folks, you know, Early Vote Action, and you just came on board here locally in Erie County, and you are ready to make some moves. Now you want to talk about a call to action. Now explain to people what a call to action is.
A call to action is everything that's in the title of this show. I mean, I hope you see yourselves more than just a mere listener as a warrior, because what does our movement need? It needs movement. It needs actual action. And people like Barack Obama, who's here in Pennsylvania right now because he's scared to death of what could happen if we all pull our cards together and do this right. We have a golden opportunity to community organize. And that's what I want to call myself. But I don't want to be like a critical race theory community organizer. I want to be a patriot-centered community organizer that actually gets in and makes permanent infrastructure so we can do what we need to do to win in the long run. And we're only 52,000 away from flipping Pennsylvania blue to red, and 4,000 away from flipping Erie blue to red.
And
so that
truly amazing. Now, do you have a radio on in the background by chance?
I do not.
You do not. Okay, well then it's the internet doing its wonky stuff, because Someone saying you got a little bit of an echo, but sometimes the internet does that
Okay.
kind of stuff. I didn't know if it was you or me or the internet or whatever. So, but that's okay. We'll it's no big deal. But so, I mean, I met you downtown. You know, we were working on Charlie Kirk's birthday, and you know, we met at the Albion Fair. We chatted there. We watched each other do what we do, and you are a true asset to Erie County. Now, do you just want to do a quick bio on who you are, so people know who we're talking about?
Sure. I've been a missionary for a long time. I did that for 5 years. I was on track to becoming a priest for a little while. And I started getting politically active all the way back in 2012. A friend of mine, his dad, his name is Rick Santorum, and all of you know him from this state.
Yes.
I watched him as he was running his presidential race, and I learned a lot about politics through that. So I went to CPAC in 2012, and that's really where the fire started. And then in 2013, I went back to CPAC, and I was with Charlie Kirk that year. We were in the hallway together, and I noticed something special about this guy. No, the world didn't know him yet, but I saw his brain working. I saw a vision forming, and I saw him every year since then for probably 4 years. And then I got involved with Scott Pressler's Early Vote Action because Charlie actually did a workshop last year in Detroit. And I met Scott. He gave me his phone number, and I was able to take a month off of work and help out with the 2024 victory. And now I am back, and I'm happier than ever. You know, I do have the ability as a roofer, because I am a roofer now, have a good company and could be making a lot of money. But I'm a big thinker, and I actually went on a nature walk. I love nature, and I was thinking about squirrels in particular. And most of you might not know this, but squirrels, they are very selfish creatures. God made them to be that way. And I was wondering, I was like, God, I was praying, I'm like, why would you make a creature so selfish? Because what do squirrels do? They take acorns and they hover them in their mouth, and they run away from other squirrels, and they bury them because they never want another squirrel to take an acorn. And what has that done? Well, that more than anything else has grown the most trees, because once those acorns are buried in the ground, trees come. And I was thinking to myself, wow, Joe, you know, when selfishness is buried, life blossoms. And one of my favorite quotes is, "We were not made for comfort, we were made for greatness." And I have to say that this last month doing this, I wake up, take my head off the pillow, and I'm excited, and I put my head back on the pillow at night, and I'm grateful. And that's the best way to live, and I'm not turning back. That was my turning point, and here I am.
And I love that, because it's a simple fact, that's who we are. There's people that are doers. There's people that sit back in the chair. I learned in the military: lead, follow, get out of my way.
Yes.
It's literally that simple. So here we are leading, and hopefully they'll come with us. If not, you better get out of my way, because we're going to roll by. So, what do you need from us? We, the people, the folks that are coming online here, watch the show. You know, the channels are starting to light up. That means that, you know, people are coming on, but then they come back and they can watch it anytime. So, what do you need
Perfect.
from us?
I need two things from you all. I need, number one, poll greeters, and number two, ballot chasers. Now, I will break down each one. The political party next to the Democrats' names on the ballots, and the Republicans, for any of the justices, you're not going to see the political party attached to their names. That has been confusing a lot of people. Now, as I was saying earlier, Obama's here right now. They are afraid. They think that we can win this. There are 149 polling locations, and we need your boots on the ground at every single one of them, no exceptions. And that is the only way we're going to win. And as I speak, we have under 50 confirmed volunteers that will be holding literature, and I have all the literature, and giving it out to the people as they're going in, so they know exactly who to vote for this retention. There is a great opportunity to just be a presence at a polling location near you and to influence hundreds and hundreds of votes election day. You have no idea how many people you will absolutely influence. And here's why I know that. Because all you listeners, who of you can name all of the justices as well as the party next to the name? I don't think any of us can do that. And so that's why we need to get this information in the hands of as many people as possible and do this prudently. So please, I'm going to give more information about how you can do that right at the end, but I'm going to get into, actually, I have one more thing to say about that. There are a lot of 9-to-5 workers who probably think that they actually can't help out on election day. If you work 9 to 5, that is fantastic. Do your work during the day. The times of the day where there's going to be the most people voting is before and after work. So if you can just be a presence during those times, give up a couple hours, wake up a little earlier, and go to home a little later, that's going to be the biggest difference maker, is being a presence during those critical hours of the day when people are voting. Another thing too is, while you're passing out literature, these are your people that are going to be coming in and voting. You're going to be making friends when you do it. And I think you're going to enjoy it more than you think. There is a lot of opportunity to get other reinforcements during that time. And it's not as hard as it sounds. So please, please stay to the very end. Listen to exactly which polling locations we're going to need people at. We're going to have information given to us so we can give the proper information to you. But that would be a world of help. And you have no idea what an influencer you will be when you are there, boots on the ground at the polling locations. We won't win otherwise. I can guarantee that. And I wanted to give a shout out to a lady named Pam. Pam, I talked to on the phone yesterday. She is in a lot of back pain, and she was so kind on the phone. She says, even though I'm in a lot of pain right now, I got a nice chair, and I'm going to go sit at the polling location all day, and I'm going to make sure that these Republicans know exactly who these Democrats are. And I want to thank her publicly for being willing to do that. Secondly, all right, the ballot chasing. I have a gold mine of information right now. This is all low-hanging fruit. There are over 2,000 ballots here with your brothers and sisters in Erie, Republican brothers and sisters. All right, they are sitting inside of people's houses. We need to bring this retention information directly to them so that they don't bring it to the polls themselves before the end of Tuesday without knowing what they need to know. I have a very easy script, and I will give that to you. But first, what you need to do is you need to email Brian directly. All right. Say if you want to be a poll greeter or a ballot chaser right at the top. All right. And then just put your name under what you want to do. And then please give your house address. And the reason why we're asking for your house address is so that Brian and myself can give you the closest polling location that's empty and needed to have a presence. And then please, at the bottom, put your phone number, and I will be reaching out to you through text and phone call, and I will have your back now until election day, and let's win this. So again, what you are willing to do, being a poll greeter or a ballot chaser, and or both if you can, that would be amazing. What your name is, your home address, and then your phone number. And we will be able to work with you and get this done. And we need all the boots on the ground reinforcements that we can get, because this is our one shot. And I want you to think right now, all right? Think back to 2020. What happened? All right. We had ballots that were being counted 2, 3, and 4 days after Election Day. And so I want you to treat this like it's 2028 and JD Vance or whoever it is on the ballot. All right. This is our time to start helping whoever the next president is, because it was these justices that made it so that those votes were counted after Election Day and everything swung in the dead of night and then the days after. We can stop this in its tracks now, and our country needs you. And, you know, so goes Erie, so goes Pennsylvania, so goes Pennsylvania, the most important swing state, so goes the country. So you have no idea how blessed you are to be in this location and able to be such a difference maker. Your country needs you. Brian needs you. I need you. And we can win this only with you.
Yeah, and as you were talking, I have a scrolling banner at the bottom, and I literally just posted my email address up there, so people are like, "Hey, what's the address?" It's scrolling as we're talking. I know you're on a phone, but if you're actually watching the show, you can see the scrolling information at the bottom of my picture. So yeah, I mean, this is stuff that's really important. I know Republicans have always said, "Well, you know, we love to get out and vote in person." Well, the numbers show that's not really true. They are not. Now, we're hoping that those folks that are sitting there with their ballots are going to say, well, I have it just in case. We're on third base running for home. I'm going to take, well, now, once if they want to take that ballot to the actual voting location, is that still okay to do that?
Yes, they can take it to the location. However, well, so two things. Number one, 24/7, there is a ballot box that's going to be open at the Erie Courthouse.
Correct.
And if they want to actually vote the day of, they need to bring their mail-in ballot with them, yes, but they will get that expunged there so that they can get a fresh ballot the day of. So 24/7, take your mail-in ballot to the courthouse. And then if you actually want to vote day of, just bring the mail-in ballot with you, another one.
Right, and I'll give you I'll give a little piece of information a lot of people don't know about, but being on council, I kind of knew how the system works. Is people are like, well, I don't want to pay for parking. They literally have the area in front of the courthouse blocked off for just dropping off mail-in ballots. So you don't
Yes.
have to go feed a meter, walk 3 blocks, drive by, see if it's open. Don't do like we literally caught the Democrat Party chairman parked in front of a fire hydrant running his ballot in. Don't do that. So yeah, you can park right in front of the courthouse. It's all blocked off. I drove by there today. They've got the signs up that it's being reserved for people dropping off their ballots. So that's just a little piece of friendly thing if you're the equation. Now remember, if you have a ballot and you want someone else to take it down, be very careful. You have to have an affidavit stating that person is allowed to handle your ballot. So be careful. That's the rules.
Yes, and that can be printed and it just needs to be attached to it.
Correct.
And you can actually do that for multiple people as long as you have the proper affidavit with the ballot. So, yes,
We are
that
the
is
we are the party of rules. I don't want to see people walking up with a bundle of them and dumping them in there. We have security cameras. When I was on council, we took some grant money and we installed new security cameras, so everything's recorded. So play by the rules. That's all we're asking.
yes. And just know that it is not complicated and we will simplify everything for you. As long as you give Brian the proper information that we're asking for, we will take care of everything and make it smooth sailing. And I also want to give a shout out to Caleb Landis. He's the other early vote action member in the area. He is going to be in West Erie on Saturday from 12 to 3. He's going to have all the literature for you people that are going to go to the different polling locations, and he can give it to you then. And he has also jotted out an extra 3 hours on Monday from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the afternoon and evening to give out that literature so that all of you will be armed and ready when you're at the prospective polling locations and everybody can be educated properly. Caleb is going to be in a gray minivan at the Northwest Bank on 20 in Mill Creek. And then thank you, Brian, for being willing to cover the east side of Erie. Where and when will you be able to pass those out?
I have an obligation in the morning that should be pretty quick. I should be freed up by 1 or 2. And then what I will do is I will stop at the east side Old Kmart Plaza on Buffalo Road. I will be there let's go from 2 to 4. 2 to 5.
4?
2 to 5.
2 to 5. Excellent. All right. So please come on out. Can't wait to meet you and let's win this. Let's make a difference. Boots on the ground. Let's live up to that.
Yeah, I mean, we're so close. I can see it, I can taste it. We know we're making them nervous. When they bring out, Barack Hussein Obama out of the closet to come out and campaign for these judges, and you got Joshy, I'm a short guy Shapiro out banging the campaign trail for these folks and pushing for these judges. You know how important they have. Look at the signs. They've invested some money. They took what we do and they've applied it like, oh crap, these Republicans, they know what they're doing. They need to get signs. So, I've seen some signs pop up, and decent locations. Now we're seeing our yard sign show up. We were at the Republican headquarters the other day, and they had some whole new signs. Oh no, I was like, wow, I never saw those before. So I did grab a couple. I made a delivery today to one of our folks that's going to be out here working in Harbor Creek. Camp's like, "Oh my God, can you get this stuff to him?" I said, "Dude, I drive by his house every day. I'll stop by." So I got off the phone with him on the way home. I stopped, dropped off the sign and the pamphlets. So give me a mission, it'll be accomplished. So that was taken care of.
Yes,
One off,
amen.
one off the list.
And revenge is never a Christian thing, but righteous justice always is. And just remember that during COVID, you were told, many of you, that your livelihood was quote unquote non-essential.
Right.
These justices are the ones that forcibly kept you locked down. This is your one and only shot to take them out for the next 10 years. And I repeat, we were not made for comfort. We were made for greatness. Do I think that J.D. Vance and the next president can win Pennsylvania, even with these justices retained? Honestly, I do. But let's put out a fire before it starts, because they are scheming, and what they planned after Trump won by surprise, they were ready in 2020. Let's not them be ready in 2028.
Right. And I tell you what, another seed I like to plant is I like to remind people, because if you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it. Josh Shapiro was the state attorney general that was the heavy hitter for Governor Wolfie Poo to keep us locked down and arrested nuns and kept our kids locked up in school, out of schools. So just remember that, folks. Josh Shapiro, like this guy that's gonna, I don't know if he's gonna run for governor again. He's got his eyes focused on the White House. He'll never make that. Never, I don't think he'll get out of the primary, but that's just another story. But remember what these people did to us. I mean, I have no qualms. I don't pull any punches with our local state rep out here. Bob Mursky. He was part of the Democrats that helped keep us locked down. He kept Erie County locked down. All three of them, Bizarro, Harkins, and Mursky. The three of them, Democrats, stayed right in step. I told Bob, I said, I like you. I think you're a decent guy. You do a good job. I will never forgive you what you did to us during COVID. Never, ever, ever, ever. I was on county council and had to sit there and watch people stand in front of me on the dais and have them crying because their businesses were crushed because Wolf and his henchmen kept them locked down. You're not essential. You're not essential. They killed, I think, was almost 40% of our local businesses in Erie County, and we're just still struggling to recuperate from that.
And what did they do? They gave you a $2,000 stimulus check or whatever it was.
Whoopie-doo.
I mean,
yep.
Whoopie-doo. Yes.
Yeah. I
yes.
mean, I know that's a lot of money to people, and I get that. I'm not trying to de-escalate that and say, yeah, it's no big deal. But when you're a small business person and if you put your blood, sweat, and tear of your whole life into this business, to have some guy in Harrisburg thinking he's Julius Caesar, thumb up, thumb down, your business survives, your business fails. But all the big corporations, they made millions, billions off that lockdown, while the little guy that was just trying to have a pizza shop got crushed. I will never forgive them for that. And unfortunately, look at 9/11. Look what's happened in New York. My God, you guys are going to vote in a crazy lunatic Muslim that killed New Yorkers and brought this country to its knees. And now you're going to promote him? I mean,
think back, it wasn't long after that happened that there was all this fighting about the mosque being built at Ground Zero.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't stopped.
Oh no. Oh, and trust me, the mayor this whack job gets in there, that'll happen. That you mark my words, that will happen.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately. But yeah, so what other cool things do you need from us? A, get out and vote. B, let me know so I can get the information out to people to get you on a polling spot. Kim Hunter, running for city council.
Outstanding. Yes.
She's like, I'll be here, I'll be there. We need people to work the city because this is historic for Erie, and the Democrats are coming unglued out of the city because they have never had this much pushback from the Republican Party in the city. I mean, they'll throw, someone will run for mayor. Yeah, that's great. That's great. But no one really challenges the council. No one has challenged the controller's position. We've actually done something that hasn't been done in a long time. And boy, you should see their social media. A sign showed up at a local business person, a business, and duly elected county councilman Andre Horton basically blackballed them and said, "Nope, I'm not going there. Neither should you." Wow. Wow. So much for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Inclusion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We only agree with that if you agree with us.
Well, rest assured, there are more of us than there are of them, the progressives in Erie. There are. Trump proved that. And it's just a matter of getting Democrats switched to Republicans. And I've been meeting them and they've been happily changing parties.
Yes.
It's really not that hard to do. We just need to get it on paper. And once we get it on paper, here's the kicker. Less money, outside money, is going to be coming from the Democrats into Erie because they're going to look at what we've done and say, it's not worth it anymore. That's what we need. That's what we're working towards. And same with the whole state. Once we're a plurality Republican, there's going to be all kinds of outside money that starts coming in because when people give up their money, they want confidence. And so let's give them that.
Yeah. I mean, and look at the local. I know you're just new to the area. I mean, county executive race, the Democrat, she is really a nobody in the political world. She was recruited by Kathy Dahlkemper, former county executive. And now all of a sudden, this Democrats walk around with over $200,000 in donations. The lady that's running for mayor, she's on the Erie School Board, which sucks. The Erie School District sucks. And then now she's running for mayor. So you're trying to make the city suck more, but then she's got donations over $200,000. When I ran for sheriff, $270,000 came out of New York. I ran for my seat on Erie County Council. Over $200,000 came in to take these seats back. So the Democrats don't mind spending the money, but we're going to make it hard for them to do that.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Well, my friend, anything else you want to chat about while I got you on the line? Like I said, the people have been trickling out, but that's okay. We're going to get you. This has all been recorded, and it'll go out on like 5 different floor mats, and hopefully the word will get out. And I'll go on my Facebook page, and I will forward it out to X and other little entities also.
Yes, I just thought of something. So I'm going to give just a quick little story and then bigger picture.
Absolutely.
There is a girl that I met at the courthouse named Raina, and I went out to dinner with her a couple nights ago and had been talking since. And my real big passion is finding, where untapped potential is. Raina has wanted to be a conservative activist for a long time, but she didn't know how to do it. And I discovered that she was excellent at art. So right now, as we speak, she is at her house and she is making a portrait of Charlie Kirk. And we're going to be taking that portrait of Charlie and we're going to be bringing it to the streets. And people notice that. Good art always speaks. Beauty speaks for itself. There is so much beauty in each and every soul that is not being used. And I know that for a fact, because for the longest time, I wanted to be doing this, but I was choosing money over movement. All right. We can still make money. We can still do all these important things, but it's also a beautiful thing to live. We all want to live. We all want to be part of something powerful. And the opportunity is here. Again, you are in the most important county in the most important swing state, in the best country in the world. I want to meet you. I want to find out what your gifts are. And just like Raina is drawing this portrait of Charlie that's going to be seen by thousands of people ultimately, talk to me. Let's find out what your passions are, where your zeal is, and how you can use that to make America great again, because this movement is just beginning and it starts here in Pennsylvania.
Nice. And if that artwork gets done by Sunday, I'll be more glad to play it on the Sunday show. We might just do a Monday night show too, just to kind of like talk and remind and get people motivated to do this. Because I mean, this is a
Yes.
really big crowd that comes in on Sunday because that's our regular day, and it's Halloween night. Some of the folks have got the kiddies out, doing all that
Oh,
candy
yes.
stuff. Brenda's outside passing out candy now. But this is important. This is our future. I mean, her grandson was here. This is for him,
Yes.
not for me. I mean, I'm 62 years old, and I want to make sure that our grandkids and our kids have a better America. And under this these crazy Democrats, it ain't gonna happen.
Yes. And you know what? We are more creative than them. What they bring to the table is destruction. Let's bring creation. And just as the book of life says, first page on the Bible, in the beginning, God created. You, my brothers and sisters, are made in that image and made in that likeness. Let's bring beauty to the world in the name of Jesus.
And I tell you what, I'm the guy that likes to talk, but you got me on that one. You win. You win with that one. So, like I said, this is my you've got my email. And I know you're not a big social media guy. Like I told you, how the backdrop is the white backdrop with the word freedom across it, and where everybody signed the poster at Charlie's little vigil.
Yes.
That's why it's hanging there. So I remember every day why we do it. And my intro music is the music he used for his intro. I'm not trying to be him. I'm just trying to honor him. People are like, oh, you're just trying to be like Charlie Kirk. No, I am just trying to you folks to remember. And my freedom hat is literally right over there on the shelf.
And you know what? We all miss the mark all the time. And I know what you're doing. I look at the difference between everything you just said and using someone as a means to an end. Look at the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. They took a person and they used him as a means to an end. How much do you hear George Floyd's name now? And where do you see that movement? It has crippled, it has deteriorated. No, with Charlie Kirk and with that music, with that call to action, we are taking him and his mission where he always wanted to go. He is not the end, all right? The beauty and the goodness of our country and our people is the end, and he is with us as we do that. We are not using him, we are with him and walking with him, and he is now in a place where he can do more for us, obtain more graces for us, and make the biggest difference he always wanted to make.
Yeah, I was talking to a gentleman. He has a very religious background, and I used the word martyr, and he goes, "No, we really don't use the word martyr in our religion because it's about people, and not the big mission here." And I'm like, "Well, no, it's not a term I was using to be disrespectful to you or your religious belief. It's just that I look at it as he's a martyr." But he was like, "Yeah, but I don't use that word. I respect your boundaries." But it was a good conversation. It wasn't like, "No,
Yes,
I hate
yes.
you because I disagree with you."
Right, right.
No. So, and that's what we need to do, is have that conversation. And it's nice to have the conversation. And then the other folks are out there doxing and stealing yard signs.
Yes, yes.
When I ran for sheriff, I had they were a vinyl, like a roll up vinyl 4x8. They would slash them. They would just take a knife to them because they can't just go to the voters box and say, I don't like Shank, we're not going to vote him in. No, let's just take it out on an inanimate object that costs $45.
Well, I can't wait to be alongside you and see what your future holds. And it's been a true grace to be with you. I've had a lot of fun.
You were that guy that brings the sunlight to a dark day. And I watched you at the Albion Fair. You love what you do, and it's not work.
No, it's not.
It's not. And so we're very blessed to have you. to kind of like help us in Erie, and now you're working with Scott Pressler. I've met him several times, and he just so tall and great hair. That's what I tell him. I
Yeah,
said,
that's right.
"Man, I am just jealous
That's
of your
right.
hair." But
He's
yes,
Republican Tarzan.
Tarzan. I like that with cowboy boots.
That's right. That's right. Now he always wears those, from what
Yes,
I
he
know.
does. Even in shorts.
Did you see him at the Return to Butler rally? I don't remember he was wearing cowboy boots then, but he was certainly wearing those shorts. And that speech was seen by many people. It's worth going and watching.
Yeah, I definitely check that out.
The message is still alive and well right now. Like we can be going into the Amish communities, and I know there are a lot here in Pennsylvania. Those people, they think like us. We just need to get them to vote. Hunters, we need to get them to vote. They think like us. Trust me, they are not going to register as Democrats, most hunters. And then truckers, blue collar people. Trump really made the Republican Party a blue collar party. And so we just need to seize this opportunity right now. These next 3 years, it's the right time to unswing the swing states. We want to take it off the table. Pennsylvania is the most important between Michigan and Wisconsin because it has more electoral college votes attached to it. Nevertheless, we need to unswing the swing states. And I think that we can do that in the next 3 years. If someone asks me, Joe, what's your mission statement? Unswing the swing states.
I like
And
that. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's a good
I hope
t-shirt,
so.
by the way. We'll have to talk to the boss lady about a couple of those.
Well, she's good. Yes, shout out to Brenda. I got 5 Charlie Kirk related shirts from her this week. I've been wearing them, and boy, do they resonate with people at the door.
Yes, they do. And I totally agree with you. Matter of fact, I had my boots on the ground sweatshirt on at dinner, and Brenda had her Charlie Kirk shirt on, sweatshirt on, and a guy, the owner of the establishment, got him, goes, "Those are kind of cool shirts. Where'd you get them?" I said, "She made them." He's like, "I love the message too." I said, "Okay, your secret's good with me. I won't tell. I promise."
Yes, and all of you that are going to be going out and helping us, it'll be the honor of a lifetime meeting you and working with you these next 4 days. Again, we need absolutely everybody. If you have a MAGA hat, I recommend wearing it. If you want to get a white t-shirt and write for Charlie on it or something, or if you're knocking the door, one thing that's always really good to do, all right, it's very simple. A lot of people overcomplicate door knocking.
Yes.
You just, you see the person's name and you say, "Hi, are you Tom?" And they'll say yes or no. And then, just say something like, "Here for Charlie Kirk." And then his eyes are going to light up because here's the thing. These are Republicans that we're chasing. These are our people that we're chasing. It's a friendly, fun experience. You're not trying to convince Democrats at the door. Every single one of these thousands of people that I have, this low-hanging fruit, they're your people, they're your friends, and I hope that you will come out and meet them and make a difference these next 4 days.
I can't even argue with that. I can't even top you on that one. So I think on that happy note, we're going to go ahead and end this up. We've been talking for almost 40 minutes. Welcome to Erie. Welcome to Erie County. We appreciate your blood, sweat, and tears you're putting into this. And I feel very confident. I do. I'm not overconfident, but I feel confident, which makes me warm and fuzzy.
Good. Well, we're going to turn Erie red, and all glory be to God. It's going to happen.
All right, Joe. Thanks for calling in, man. Reach out anytime.
Joy to be with you, Brian.
All right. We'll talk to you.
See ya.
Bye. Well, there you go, folks. You've got your marching orders. You got your. We need some volunteers. One of the haters online, he posted on there about Shank and his crew. So guess what? We have a new hashtag, Shank's crew. So be part of Shank's crew. It's not a bad place to be, and we're gonna make this place turn red. Make Erie great again. On that happy note, go have some candy. Not too much at our age. You gotta be careful of that stuff. So, like we always say, I give you a salute. I gotta watch the microphone. And Shank